Hello. Hello and welcome to this video. All right. So in this video, we will go for the first example of regular expressions. As you are aware that we have completed the documentation section of the Python documentation of regular expression we have completed. So as I said, I will show lots of examples. So this is the first example. We will start slow, but things are going to get complicated very fast. This video, I'll try to keep it as small as possible. So let's get started. So the Redux module in the library is called RE. You need to import it. Now we have a variable text which contains hello world. So suppose we want to find out if the string begins with the hello, then we can match the regex in this fashion. We have caret, which marks beginning of the string, and then we put hello. And then we check if matches. That is, if it does not match, it will become none. So if matches is not none, we print the go. This will print the hello. Now, if you don't check the value of match in the if, the by-right here will give you a warning that group is not a known attribute of none. So the reason is that matches may be a real object, proper object, or it may be none. So that's why you are getting this warning. You can still run this program and it will work. The reason is that our string hello will match the beginning, will match at the beginning. So let's run this and we call it Python Redux 1.5. So it does work, but take for example, we do something else, okay? Then it will not work and you will receive an exception. So if you want to see this, see, you see an exception of attribute error that the none type object has no attribute group. So, okay. So it is best to use a next condition, and if you want it to handle the none case, you can write an else branch and say match fail, for example. Okay. The other possibility would be try catch block, where you can throw an exception. That depends on what kind of code you are writing. Okay. Now that is the one part of it. Let me close this. Okay. So we comment this out now and we go to the second part. Now in this case, we are performing a search. We are not doing a match, we are performing a search. In case, we have covered this earlier in the documentation section, but in case you missed that, then you can see what match does. So it tries to apply the pattern at the start of the string, returning a match object or none if no match was found. So it is at the start of string. Now, if you look at search, it says scan through the string looking for a match with the pattern, returning a match object or none if match was found. So the key difference is that the match will look at the beginning of string while search will scan through the entire string. You will see this difference very soon. Now, okay, so if we run this, I'll let the terminal remain open in this place. So you see, we get hello again because when we search, we find this. Now, let's look at this. The dollar, if you remember, it matches the end of string. So we have world and dollar. So if you try to match, it will output none because it is not at the beginning of string. Okay. Now, if we want to search, for example, the same thing, world, it will match. Okay. Because search will scan through the entire string. If you want to see only LD, that will also match. Okay. And then we will have the, then we search something like H dot star. Okay. Now what a dot is, dot will match any character. Okay. And star means 0 or more. So in this case, since the string is hello world and we are trying to match H dot star, it will match the entire string. Not, I shouldn't say match because it's a function. If we are searching for it, so the search would match the entire string. Okay. Now there is something like this. If you say backslash space, so what it will do is it will also look for a space. So dot will match E, then it will match L, L, O, and then space. So the space will match with this explicit space which we have, that's the space. So in this case, our search will be hello. Okay. Now you might not see this, but there is a space here. Okay. Because that's what we search for. Okay. Now we can search for something like H dot star, or we can search for hello. Okay. And then we search for space, and then we have dot star. And these are in parentheses. I'll explain the reason for why it is there at the end of video. We have more examples where it will become clear, where we make use of groups in detail. So we have this, and if we try to see, then we have hello world in group. Now you can see group 1 will contain hello, and group 2 will contain world. So what happened here is this entire regex will match hello world, while this group will match hello and this will match world. Okay? Because after space there is world, and this is H star match. It doesn't match this hello. It is matching this H dot star. Okay. Now we look at some multi-line regex. Okay. Okay. So in this case, we have multi-line string hello world, Python is fun, start and end. Now, if you want to use an iterator like find all, where you want to find that the line begins with Python dot star, then you have to pass here regex module name dot multi-line. So what multi-line allows you to do is it will try to find a match in multi-line string. If you don't give this, it will not find Python because Python is at the second line. So it will say that line starting with Python, it will print the start matches, and similarly, it will try to look at the end and then find the end matches. So that was wrong, okay. So in this case, line starting with Python is fun. Since it is dot star, it will capture everything towards the end. And then the line ending with the end is start and end. So since it is at the end and before that dot star is used, so it will match the entire vertical line. If you want to see, if you want to experiment, you can try removing dot star and see what is the output. So in this case, it will match only what you are looking for. Okay. Now we will come to the grouping of objects. So we have one last example to go through, and then we will end. So suppose there is a line like this: name colon space Alice, comma age colon space 30, city New York. Now here, what you see we have done is we have name colon space, and then I would like you to focus on this part. This is the regex. Okay, W plus. W plus contains these characters A to D, A to Z, A through Z, and 0 to 9. That is alphanumeric. So it will match Alice, and backslash D plus matches 0 to 9, and so on. So this D plus will match 30. And then we have backslash W, backslash S plus. So it will match New York. W will match new, then S will match this space, and York will match again W. That's it, W. And name and age and the commas and spaces and colon and city, colon, space, these will match the literals which are the part of the string. Now, what is this guy doing here? So what it does is it will name this group. Why it is a group is because it is inside a parenthesis. It will name this group to name. It will name this group to age. It will name this group to city. So earlier you had seen we used group 0, 1, 2. So in this case, that 1 will become name, 2 will become age, and city will be the third match. So let me delete this. So we have text, we have pattern, we match, or rather we search. So once we search, we can access the groups by their names, name, age, and city. And of course, the else is there. Right? So we run this and we see. So name is Alice, age is 30, and city is New York as expected. So this is the question is where is it used? Okay. So one practical example would be older Django. So in earlier Django view or rather URL patterns made use of this kind of project. I think they have changed it now, but if you look at the older versions, probably version 1 or 2, something like that, you will see this kind of URL. You will see the usage of these question mark P and then group name in the regular expression. This was used to capture parts of the URL so that you can access in the view function or controller. That is where it was used. That is one real life example of this grouping of project. So I will end this video here. Okay. I don't want to overload you with information because projects can be quite complicated, as you will see in the videos which we will explore further. So if you like this video and think that it has useful information, then please subscribe to the channel and like the video so that the reach of video increases. That's how YouTube works. And I want to increase the reach of video so that more people can benefit from this. And I also get motivation when there are more views on a video or more likes. If you have anything to say, suggestion, comments, criticism, improvement, anything you want to share, you can make use of comment box. So thanks a lot for watching. Happy programming.